Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amar's Game Chat. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am Amar, and you know what? Let's get right to the point. Today is Nintendo Switch 2 release day, and I have my console right here. I'm here to unbox it, obviously. And we have an entourage of many different characters joining us today. We have the Blue Pikmin, we have Elephant Mario, Quaxley, Kirby, KK Slider. We have Zelda. We have a bunch of different characters. We got Legos. And yeah, so I am very, very excited to just open the console. It's finally Nintendo Switch 2 release date. We've been waiting for this day for so long. There's been a lot of speculation over the years. We've done a lot of prediction videos, direct reactions, just so much things leading up to today, and today is finally the day, Nintendo Switch 2 release day. As you all can see, I did get the Mario Kart bundle, Mario Kart World bundle, because that is like the big launch title for this for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is very, very cool. I'm very, very excited. I'm trying to get as fast as I possibly can into the unboxing, just because I want to play Mario Kart World. Just a little preface, I did open it already to add a screen protector to the Switch 2 console. I didn't really want to mess with, because I'm going to be interacting with it now, so I didn't want to scratch the screen or anything. So I did open it. That's the only thing I've seen so far. So I've seen how big the screen and the console is. So yeah, without further ado, let us get right into it. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so we can, look at it better. So yeah, I'll see you all right in a second. So yeah, I zoomed in a little bit, just so we can see the console a little better. But it is Nintendo Switch 2. It has the Mario Kart World full game download included sticker on it. We see the console on the cover. We see the red, or I guess it's like a salmon orange type color for the right Joy-Con, and then a blue for the left Joy-Con. And on the side, we can see an outdoor shot with the console. So we see the Nintendo Switch 2 logo, the console. On the other side, we see another shot similar to that one, where it is the Nintendo Switch 2 logo, two Joy-Cons, the console in tabletop mode, which is very, very cool. On the back, we just see the Nintendo Switch 2 in all its glory. And then on the bottom, we basically have the serial code and some information basically about what's included, but I'm not going to spoil, just because I know there's some people out there that this might be their first time watching the unboxing, so I don't want to spoil any of that just yet. And yeah, so let us get right to it. Again, I did open it already, so I have seen the console, but that's pretty much it. I have a little air bubble on the screen protector, which is fine. It's better than not having the screen protector on there in general, so I'm very, very happy about that. I don't really know how to, well, I guess there you go. We could do it like this. So, this is the console in all its glory. Let's get it right out of the plastic. And yeah, so again, little air bubble right there, but I don't think it'll be noticeable when I'm playing. But yeah, here it is. Here is the console in all its glory. Put it down there. On the top we have, if it will focus, we have the power button, the volume rocker. I believe that's an infrared. I think that's on the normal Switch as well, or the Switch 1. Now I believe that's an infrared sensor, which is very cool. We have the fan, the vents, the top USB Type-C port. We have the headphone jack, the game card slot. Of course, we have the screen right there, and then on the bottom we have obviously the speakers right there. I don't know why it's not focusing. We have the speakers right there. We have another speaker right there. And then we have the USB Type-C for the bottom, which is mainly for charging and docking. And then we have 2 extra vents on the bottom. And on the back, Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2. It is finally here. We have the Nintendo Switch 2. And then we have our little, well, it's not even little. It's a just kickstand right here. So let me see if I can get it out without messing anything up. Yeah, we can do that. And then on the inside over here, we have serial code, and then we have the USB, not USB, micro SD card Express port, which is very interesting. It's an Express port. But we'll leave that right there because we have other things to look at. That obviously is the main part of the show, but we do have the no Joy-Cons. I didn't even show the rails, so I guess we will do that when I pick up the console to add the Joy-Cons to the side. But we have the left Joy-Con right here, so it's blue. It's pretty big, honestly. I didn't honestly think it would be, I think I have another Joy-Con. Let us compare. Let me actually compare it, so I'll be right back. So I got a couple of other different accessories and different things we can compare to the console with, but we see the left Joy-Con here. I didn't grab my left Joy-Con, so we will work with the right Joy-Con because I have the right Joy-Con for one of my Switch. Well, actually, I do have the left Joy-Con. I forgot I brought my other Switch here. But we can see right here, it is pretty, it's like maybe like 10% bigger, 20% bigger than the original Joy-Con ones, which is very cool. Obviously, they kept the same color scheme with this one, lighter blue here, but still, it's pretty big. I don't know where the wrist straps are, so we will definitely be looking at those once we are able to get it. But and then obviously we have mouse mode. I'm assuming the wrist straps will probably help with mouse mode a little bit more because it doesn't really feel that great on like this mat right here. Or really, I guess it feels good on the desk, but still, you get the same form factor. Really, we got the capture button, the forward D-pad buttons, and then the control stick, and then obviously on the side, SR and SL, which is very cool, and the connector, which is very awesome. And then we have the right Joy-Con right here, and we have a right Joy-Con comparison, very similar again to what the Joy-Con ones were. So we have our A, B, X, Y buttons. We have the plus button, control stick, the home button, but we also have the game chat button right here, the C button, which is very, very cool. And then we have pretty much very similar to the other ones. We have the I don't really know what to call it because it's not indent. It is like a portion that's sticking out so we can stick into the console. But we have, again, SL, and SR right there, which is very cool. And in the back, we have our normal L and ZL, and then ZR and R and ZR, which is very cool. I will wait. The last thing we'll do is connect them to the console itself. So I will put those right there. I pulled out this Eevee playmat just for today, just because I figured, a little bit more special. Obviously, we have a little bit of a crowd here, and I figured, it'd be easier to keep everything, a little bit more organized if I had the mat. But so right here, I guess I can put the Joy-Cons like this, I guess. Make it a little bit easier. But on the so we have on the inside right here, we have a code for Mario Kart World, which is thankfully not scratched out because I do not know if I would remember to redeem it before I posted this video. So we got that. We got the instruction booklet right here, fairly small instruction booklet, just I guess to tell you the basics. I guess the one thing that we really know from the instruction booklet, there is a protective film on the console. It comes on the console itself before, for manufacturing. Do not remove it because it does protect the screen below from cracking, or I guess not cracking, but from like if it does drop and it does crack, the pieces don't scatter everywhere. Then we have ultra certified cable, HDMI high speed, ultra high speed HDMI cable, which is very cool for the dock. And then, as I was asking about earlier, we do have the two Joy-Con straps. So actually we will demo those right now just because why not? We have unlimited amount of time, I guess, for this unboxing because, I do want to get to playing as soon as possible, but we do have some time here. So we have the orange strap right here, or salmon, I guess like red-orange, in theory, because the Joy-Con was previously neon red. I'm not sure if okay, so these don't really magnetize, I don't think. Doesn't seem like it, no. So, but then, yeah, so this makes it a lot more easier to control, like on a mat like this. I'm very interested to see how the mouse controls work. I didn't go to like any of the experience events, so this would be my first time like using the mouse cons, which is going to be very, very interesting to see how that plays out. But it feels really interesting right now. I did get Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, so that'll probably be my first experience with the mouse cons. So we'll see how that goes. And then we got the blue one right here, so let us connect the blue wrist strap to it. Oh, I dropped it. Let's connect the blue wrist strap, just like this, I think. Yeah, so let's see if it goes in. Yeah, okay, so, and there you go. So now we can play with mouse controls. Again, I don't think it doesn't feel that great on this mat. I think that's because this mat's a little bit rougher, but on my desk, it feels amazing. So I can't really show that, but like over here, it feels amazing. It's a little textured over here. I'm sure it will still work. We just have to try it out in the future, I guess. But we have our two red and blues. I think they can pull. Oh, actually, let's try it. So yeah, okay. So it just pops off if you press the button right here on the back, which is very cool. These are a lot more intuitive, in theory, than the other two, the previous straps. I don't have one of those around, but they're a lot more. I mean, because obviously, I don't think you really can confuse them, because they don't connect the other way, which is very cool. I don't think they connect this way. No, they don't. I don't think so. I'm not gonna try it, but it doesn't seem like they go in easy on the other way. So. I guess we can try to see. You know, we can miss and match. We can mismatch here, because we do have double sides, which is very cool. A blue on the orange. That's very cool. Very, very awesome. So, the Joy-Cons there. Got our straps now, and then we have on the second level of the box. Yeah, I think we can. I can probably zoom out a little bit more just so we can see it. There you go. On the second level of the box, once we open the box again. So this was the Joy-Con straps and everything, the Joy-Cons, the console itself, the instruction manual. We have the Joy-Con grip. So our new Joy-Con grip. I have my launch one right here. So pretty. I mean, obviously it's gonna be bigger. It doesn't have like the ridges on the side, which I think is fine, because presumably I'm connecting it to everything but the console right now. But ooh, they magnetize into it. Presumably, I guess, yeah, it doesn't feel that different, even without those on the side. But wow, this feels really good. This feels really good. Wow. And I think, I mean, this is probably my way to play, just because I didn't order a Pro controller. Not yet. Maybe like when, maybe like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate gets a port, or a new Super Smash Bros. Comes out, or I guess when around like the, well, I was gonna say around ZA, but I can definitely use the Joy-Cons for ZA as well, Pokemon Legends ZA. So, I guess we'll see. Maybe Metroid Prime 4. There's like there's a couple of games out there that I think would be better to play with the Pro controller, but I guess we'll see. I definitely do want to get at least either the Pro controller or the charging grip, just because they do have the back buttons on both of them, and not just to play with them, but also to it was like a mini game special for it in Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. That I think would be pretty cool to play. And then over here, I'm gonna leave the dock for the last, just because I think that's probably the most exciting part on the bottom level. But we do have our charging cable and a charging brick. I've read somewhere that this is a 60-watt charging brick, which I believe the original Switch is maybe a 5 watt. I think maybe not. Maybe 5 volts. But I think this is I'm not sure we'll say it over here. But I think, yeah, it's a 50. So it's a 100 to 240 volt plug, and then 60 watts, which I don't have my Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, not Nintendo Switch 2. My Nintendo Switch charging cable here, but I believe like it's probably a lot less than this, because they don't recommend that you use that charging cable for the Switch 2. So I'll definitely have to replace the current charger that I have with this one, which is very cool. And it has a micro USB. So it's a micro USB to micro USB cable, which is very awesome. So the last thing in the box is the dock itself. This will be my first time, you know, I like everything here. My first time even seeing everything to do with the dock, outside of like the direct and stuff. So, but there it is, the dock. Let me move the box out of the way so we can have the full mat here. But this is the dock. Very cool. I guess we can try putting, and once I put out the Joy-Cons and everything, we can try docking it, but it looks pretty good. You know, it has a lot of space in there seemingly. They did, I think this might be, I don't really, I think it seems like a softer plastic for the indentation to push the console forward, which is very cool. But still, very, very cool. Got our dock here. Nintendo Switch 2 logo. It's very heavy. I have my Nintendo Switch dock here. I guess they're like similar weight in a sense, but I'm assuming this one's heavier because it does have a fan in it to cool the dock down. So it's like active cooling for the dock, I believe, and then passive cooling for the console. So the console overheat and the dock doesn't get too hot. I believe that is what the fan is for. Now Switch 2 on the front. Again, pretty cool. It's a reflective plastic inside, which is not what we got in the original dock. It's a matte texture and everything throughout the console. I mean, throughout the dock, but it's very cool. Got a little more glossy finish on the inside. Nintendo logo, and then if we open up the back, which I believe there's multiple ways, yeah, and then the back just comes off like the newer docks. We got the AC adapter, HDMI out, and a LAN cable port. Very, very cool. On this side, we got 2 USB ports, and that's it. You know, we see like the little fins for, not fins, like little cutouts for the fan, which is also very awesome. And yeah, so let's put back the back on it, and let me clean up my desk a little bit, and then we can just, you know, I guess use the Switch for a little bit. I don't know how far I can really go into the setup of it, just because I'm sure I have to eventually log into my account, and then that'll be a little bit, you know, more tedious, you can say, because I gotta log in, probably type my password and everything. But let me clean up again a little bit, and then we can try out the console and everything. All right, so we got our main tools here. I don't remember what I did with the Joy-Con grip. Joy-Con grip should be somewhere, but we're not really gonna use it here. Oh, the Joy-Con grip's right here. But yeah, so let's do everything. So got our Joy-Cons right here. Let's pop them off using the back button. It's very cool. It's a little more difficult to come off, which I think it's cool. It's good because obviously you don't want to be, you don't want it to be too weak, and it obviously you're able to pull them off the side of the console. But so I like that. Okay, so finally we're gonna connect it to the console itself. So let me close the little the kickstand, and let us do this. So let me put it down like this, and then actually, so you can do it like this. So, ooh. Okay, so it just slots straight in, which is very, very cool. It's very cool. And that's it. That is it. It's slotted straight in and fine, and then that's the console itself. So that's it. And then since obviously I'm just set it up without putting the dock, let's just try to put it into the dock and see if it fits all the way. Just like that. That is it. That is the Nintendo Switch 2 in all its glory. So yeah, that's very, very cool. But yeah, I think I said I was gonna set it up for a little bit, so let's see how far we can get in the setup pretty much before we gotta log in and stuff. I think there's some music that should play as well. Yep, it's playing a little bit of music, which is very awesome. So yeah, so let us English, the Americas. Next, internet. So I don't think I can accept the internet right now. So we're just gonna go through, I guess, some of the New York. Today is June 5th, launch day. And then I don't know what the time is. Normally it's able to sync, so it's 10:09. So do that, and then 10:09 a.m., not p.m. But though there's probably gonna be an option to sync it later, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna do a system transfer. So I guess this is probably where we have to end for today, just because I'm assuming I have to log in for the system transfer and everything. This console is really amazing. I can already feel I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing everything with it. I guess we can have the music playing in the background while I'm doing my outro. I was wearing my Cappy hat this whole time, which is very awesome. I'm excited to play Super Mario Odyssey on this and see how it plays with the new update. But that is all I really have for you all today. I may do another unboxing later of some of the accessories that I got. Those haven't arrived yet, so I just have the console. But I ordered a couple, an extra pair of Joy-Cons. I ordered the camera, and a couple of other accessories. I ordered a couple games as well, so we can play on the console. And then I bought a couple digital games like Deltarune and Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour and Fast Fusion, which is very, very cool. But yeah, that is all I have for you all today. That is the Nintendo Switch 2 in all its glory. I'm very, very excited to try it out, play it, and everything, you know, to do with it. This is the start of a new generation for Nintendo. We're gonna be playing loads of new games. We're gonna be having directs that have announcements that like are a new open world Zelda and a new 3D Mario and new Pokemon and new Splatoon, new Animal Crossing, new Pikmin. We're gonna have so many new games, so many exciting moments this generation. I'm very, very excited. I do have my Switch OLED here, which I forgot to compare it, but you know, I believe, you know, even with my grip case on, the console is still bigger. So that just goes to show how big the console actually is. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back to just playing, setting up everything now. I gotta set up my OLED for system transfer, and that is really it. So I hope if you're getting the Nintendo Switch 2 today or at some point in the near future, I hope you have, well, not even in the near future, if you ever get the Nintendo Switch 2, I hope you have a great time playing it. I hope you have a great, you know, many, many years of new games to play. And yeah, so I'm kind of just, you know, I'm listening to the music and everything. I'm getting really excited. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and great rest of, obviously, the year and years in the future and everything. And yeah, you know, I don't really have anything more to say. We got the dock right here. Yeah, so I will see you all in the next one. It might be something like gaming related. Again, it could be another unboxing video, or it could be something like Mario Kart World related. We'll have to see. But without further ado, I hope you all do what makes you happy, because it rhymes with my previous name, Generic Happy. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Happy Nintendo Switch 2 Day.